This peaceful spot in Singapore holds a secret, one that connects it to one of the greatest leaders in history. Right here at Clifford Pier, the ashes of Mahatma Gandhi, the father of nonviolence and peace, were immersed into the sea. So let me ask you this: why would the ashes of one of the most iconic figures in history end up in Singapore? Of all the places in the world, why this tiny island in Southeast Asia? Well, it is not random, and the reasons might surprise you. Stay with me as I break it down. Gandhi wasn't just India's hero, he was a global icon. His philosophy of nonviolence shook the world and inspired leaders everywhere, from Martin Luther King Jr. to Nelson Mandela. Sending his ashes to places like Singapore wasn't just about India. It was a way to remind the world of his universal message: peace, unity, and resilience. Singapore, being one of the most diverse countries in the world, was the perfect place to celebrate his legacy. Now, here is the thing. Singapore has a huge Indian community, and they were deeply connected to Gandhi's fight for justice and equality. Taking his ashes there allowed the Indian diaspora to honor him, pay their respects, and feel a closer connection to his legacy. It wasn't just a moment for India, it was a moment for every Indian living abroad to feel seen and included. Gandhi's ashes weren't just sent to Singapore as a ritual. It was symbolic. Singapore, with its mix of cultures, religions, and ethnicities, represents exactly what Gandhi stood for: unity. The act of bringing his ashes to this small yet significant country was a way to unite people under his message of peace, no matter their background. Here is something you might not know. In Hindu tradition, ashes are immersed in water as a final farewell, symbolizing the soul's return to nature. In Singapore, Gandhi's ashes were honored with ceremonies that not only reflected Hindu customs, but also brought people of all backgrounds together to remember him. It was emotional, it was spiritual, and it left a lasting impact on everyone who participated. And let's not forget Singapore's strong historical ties to India. The two have always been connected, whether through trade, migration, or cultural exchange. Taking Gandhi's ashes there wasn't just symbolic, it was practical. Singapore was an influential hub in Southeast Asia, and honoring him there made sure his message reached even more people. Now, here is something even more fascinating. Singapore wasn't the only country where Gandhi's ashes were taken. In fact, his ashes traveled to several countries around the world. One of the most notable places was South Africa, where Gandhi spent over 2 decades developing his philosophy of nonviolence. His ashes were scattered into the Indian Ocean off the coast of Durban, fitting for a country that played such an important role in shaping his ideals. In the United States, a portion of Gandhi's ashes is said to be preserved at the Lake Shrine in California, a place of peace and meditation. Another significant location was the East African nation of Uganda. Here, his ashes were immersed in the Nile River. So whether it was Singapore, South Africa, Uganda, or the United States, each place that received Gandhi's ashes became part of his enduring story that continues to inspire the world. And here is the thing: if you are ever visiting Singapore, don't miss the chance to visit Clifford Pier, where Gandhi's ashes were scattered. Standing there, you will feel connected to a story that transcends time and borders. It is moments like these that remind us why travel is so powerful. It is not just about exploring new places, but about connecting with the stories that shaped our world.